The Shevuot stuff of yes. No. Einige möchten. Ah, ist das irgendwie Penny? Ah, der Talas Alfred. Mit der Talas Alfred. Ja. Jetzt ist es da. Ah. Nicht für der Karte in der Watlas Mitzvah, da hätte ich mich da. Mom makes a Shevuot in the Watlas Mitzvah. I'm not going to sit in the sukkah. I'm not going to shake lulav. Floyd Bittel. And he wasn't mevatel the mitzvah, he kept the mitzvah. So he didn't keep a Shevuot. Shevuot was to go against the mitzvah. He didn't go against the mitzvah. Potter. It's got to be potter. The Kayim lo Kayim. He said he was going to be Mekayim mitzvah. And he wasn't Mekayim, potter. Same thing. So I'm going to make here, I didn't do anything wrong. I made a Shevuot, I'm going to shake lulav. Got to eat matzah. He wasn't Mekayim, didn't eat matzah. And then Shevuot was not chal. Second case is a bigger chiddush. They didn't shake chayim. Second case is as far as bichayv divrei Zera. Second case is a chiddush like you could have said yichayv like Bidra Zera. Why? Or Bidra Zera. Mayim rishus, Adler rishus she'eina mishpa olam v'atzinai. Adler rishus, you're not required to do it. Nevertheless, rei yichayv alav. Nevertheless, yichayv alav. Mitzvah shemushpa v'atzinai. Mitzvah the enemy mushpa v'atzinai. Torah wants you to do it, and you make a Shevuot to support that. And it didn't say chayav aleh. For sure, you're going to be chayav. I would like. That was a svara. You're a good svara. I'm making a Shevuot to be mechayav myself to keep a mitzvah. So that Shevuot should be chal. Amreloi. Like Imram's Shevuot shows. You're right. Mitzad the Shevuot that you're making is good, but Amra's Shevuot shows should also be lav kehen. By a Shevuot shows you have two options. You can say yes, you can say no. Torah shows mitzvah. Mashiach shows mitzvah, you don't have option to say no. Oh, you don't have an option to say no. Should also be lav kehen. So every Shevuot has to be only, every Shevuot is only chal. Wagner chem shuam. Shem nishpa levatel lebitel potter. Make a Shevuot to be mevatel, you won't mevatel, and you potter. So you don't have a way option of doing the other way around. You don't have an option the other way around. Since you don't have an option the other way around, that's why it's not called a Shevuot. If you want to make a Shevuot of yes, you can make a Shevuot of no. So if you nishpa the kaim a mitzvah, you could make a Shevuot. You can't make a Shevuot no mitzvah. That's not chal. We'll see in the Gemara. So who then? Where we know that from? So who then? You can't go against. Can't fight city hall. You can't go against the Torah. Therefore, who then? You make a Shevuot yes to do a mitzvah. That Shevuot will be chal because Shevuot is only when it's possible both ways. That's the klal. That's the klal. So as a word, Torah how these drushes work, a bit of drushes, and we go get out of drushes. Torah Yochel nishpa levatlas a mitzvah loy bitl. This then, you may have thought if you make a Shevuot levatlas mitzvah loy bitl, and you won't mevatel. Yechayev, you may think yechayev, and we never know. Pasuk says lahara lehetev. How do you can't make a Shevuot to go against the Torah? How do you can't make a Shevuot to go against the Torah? You can make a neder go against the Torah. How do you? I'm not that. You can't. Let's say you don't have to listen to the Shevuot, maybe, but maybe you're over the Shevuot. Might be over the Shevuot. You made the Shevuot. I'm not going to shake lulav, and you did shake lulav. You went against the Shevuot, so maybe you're going to be chayiv. Talmud loyma no lahara lehetev. Ma tav reshus, avara reshus.
Why do we say it's mishpat already been have Sinai?
Yeah, no. So maybe you're over. It's a Shevuot. So which that he would go against you. So maybe you're over the Shevuot. So you said I'm not going to do the mitzvah. Mishma Vasina, yeah. So how do you know this? Maybe you're over the Shevuot. Very nice. Maybe don't keep it. But the Maisi, you made a Shevuot that's nonsense that you can't keep. Right? It says the Gemara. So you know the hekesh. Ma tav reshus after reshus. Hekesh. The hetev is after reshus. But then a ra is reshus. Says the Gemara. Okay, we'll see soon how you know tav is reshus in a second. Since tav is reshus, but then the ra is reshus. Only things that are bad, not bad spiritually. Only bad things that not eating lunch. Not such a bad thing. Not eating lunch. That's the case of a ra. Oitzi nishva levatlas mitzvah. So I'll exclude the case of nishva levatlas mitzvah. Lo bitl shu potter. So I'll oitzi nishva levatlas mitzvah. I'll be moiti nishpat and batas mitzvah. Follow metal shipata. Yochel. Okay, that's clear. That's why we make a raw against the Torah. That's not how. Yochel nishpat kaim is a mitzvah. You may think if you nishpat kaim is a mitzvah. Follow kaim shechayev. Other way around. Maybe hatava means the harle hatev means I'm going to do a mitzvah. So if you make a shua, the kaim is a mitzvah. I make a shua to make the mitzvah like kaim, and you won't make the mitzvah. Maybe you should be chayev. Maybe you made a shua to make the Torah. Maybe that's called hatava. I didn't keep it. Maybe you chayev. I'm not the harle hatev. Ma rorishus ava tovrishus. The hara is only talking about things that are not mandatory. Only things that are rishus. Tomorrow shows avatarishus. Oiti nishpala kaim mitzvah. Oiti is I'll exclude nishpala kaim mitzvah lekaim shipata. Oiti nishpala kaim mitzvah lekaim shipata. Right. I will exclude nishpala kaim mitzvah lekaim. They're going to be pata. And we'll have to see soon how this brushes work with just the two things that are of stira. Right. We learned hara from atava. Now we're going to get tava from hara. Which one's the clear one? Let's see. Third thing. Yochel nishpala hara atzmai v'lei hara. Person doing bad to himself, made a shvur do bad to himself. Maybe a potter. I don't even know. Har lehetif. Ma tavrishus, avarishus, avadish v'har latve. The harishus biyadi. Yeah, why not? This is a case of rishus biyadi. Made a shvur to do bad to himself. Okay, shvur to bad to himself. That's rishus biyadi. Rishus biyadi can do that. Yachol nish v'har lachirim. You may think if you made the shvur to beat somebody up. Well, you'd say to hit him on the head. You didn't. Maybe you should be chayiv. The har lehetiv. Ma tavrishus, avarishus. Ma tavrishus, avarishus. Oiti nishpat, lahara lacherev lahera. You make a shua to hurt other people, and you didn't hurt them. She'enishus biyadi. You don't have a right to hurt somebody else. Enishus biyadi. Now the rabbis have tavas acherim. How do you know if I want to do good to other people? I want to give a gift. I'm like oi, the hatev. Oi, need a special pasuk. See the Gemara soon. I did a pasuk. Make a shvua. I'm gonna be mating with other people. How do you react with chal? Tabloima oi la hatev. Said oi with darsh la hatev. The eza hi aros acherev. What's the case of doing bad to other people? Akes ploini. Yeah, I'll hit somebody else in the head. I hit somebody else. The eftzes moichay. Smash his brains. Interesting Gemara. We're not giving you a gift. The hara lacher doesn't mean I'm not going to give him a gift. That's not called hara. That's not a bad thing. That will be chal. Good. Says the Gemara. Who?
Stop that I guess funny.
Yeah, that Mafs is pushing it. Yeah, breaking. Yeah, smash his brains. If just moichay. Yeah. And the Chnama. Says more. Now let's go through this brisa, which is a hard brisa. How does this work? How do these brushes work? Omi mai de kroy bedvarashos CV. How did you know the pasuk talking about dvarashos? He started off the first part. Ma tavrashos avarashos. Who said tavrashos? Who said when it says in the pasuk, I'm making a shvua lehetiv, I'm doing myself good. Maybe means I'm making a shvua to obligate myself to shake lulav. Maybe that's what it means. Maybe that's what it means. Who said to talk about Dorashus? Maybe it's going on Dvar Mitzvah. Maybe it's Mitzvah. Maybe going to Mitzvah. Maybe the Tava is to do a Shek Lulav. Where's the Hakish from Hara? How did that work? Look at that. Oh, interesting Gemara. Look at that. You know, Hatava Dimidara, Hara Dimidara. Torah puts together the Hara Lehetiv. So we'll make a Hakish. Hatava Tara, Hara Tava. The Hakish Hara Tava, I guess. Ma Tava, clear, Lehetiv means to promise to do something positive, something good. So that's not a bittul mitzvah. That's not what a man says that I'm going to eat on Yom Kippur. That's not a good thing. That can't be a good thing. Even though maybe he's going to be hungry on Yom Kippur, but that's not a good thing because of Chametz and Pesach. That's not called Hatava. So Hatava is clearly not talking about a case when he goes against the mitzvah. So once Hatava we've established is clear, not a case of bittul mitzvah. Afara, when it says in the Torah, make a hekesh, hara, you do bad to yourself, also can't be a case of bittul mitzvah. Hekesh, Hatava. Afara ain't a bittul mitzvah. If that's the case, so what's the case of hara? Not a case of bittul mitzvah. So what's hara then? Hara gufa tavi. So now every hara is also good because hara is not bad. So it must be a good thing. So every hara is a tavi. It's not bittul mitzvah. Not bittul anyway. The hara means that I'm going to not eat chametz Pesach. Right? I'm not going to eat chametz. I'll speak like a tova. So if that's the case, it's also a tova. So what's the pshat in hara? And am I we have to makish. The akish tova hara. Tachs of hara ways. Makish tova hara. Ma'ara ain't a b'kiyah mitzvah. And am I now backwards? Now hara cannot be a kiyah mitzvah. And am I like hara can't be a case of kiyah mitzvah because that's a tova. Right? Didn't say chametz Pesach. Right? After tova ain't a b'kiyah mitzvah. Like hara is not b'kiyah mitzvah. Right? Can't be b'kiyah mitzvah because that won't be called right. That can't be the case. After tova, and am I in a b'kiyah mitzvah? Must be the case of hara is not talking about a kiyah mitzvah. Must talk about rishus. So tova also not kiyah mitzvah. Ma'afar tova ain't a b'kiyah mitzvah. So if that's the case, if a tova is not b'kiyah mitzvah, then kim t'chais. A tova is not b'kiyah mitzvah. A tova gufa harahi. So every atava, when he said oichel is not kiyah mitzvah. So this is so what's this atava? What's this atava? Not doing a mitzvah. Anamai what? Anamai. This let's talk about davarshus. What's the davarshus? Remember, if that's the case, I don't understand. How can you make a hekish hara tatava? Doesn't make sense. If hara means hekish tatava, so mitvarishus nami lo mishkachim sva. Mitvarishus also not make the same hekish. What's tatava mean? That he's not doing bad to himself. Tatava. So hara also means he's not doing bad to himself. That doesn't make it sense. How can you make a hekish hara tatava? I mean, hara has to be like tatava. Then what's he talking about? So we'll make a hekish now. Hatava means you're not doing bad to yourself. So hara also means you're not doing bad to yourself, and that's obviously not true because hara by definition means different than hatava. By definition, the hara and hatava are different things. So how do you make a hekish? And if not, then you go around in circles. And hara and hatava are the same thing. So that can't be. Can't be they make a hekish hara to hatava that the hatava has to be similar to hara and hara is similar to hatava. No, that won't work. Ella, Josh is different. Why do you have to have a special pasuk to say, "Oi"? To remember when I'm making to other people, a special pasuk. I want to give a gift. Special oi, it's marbe. If the Torah says hatava means even mitzvahs, if hatava means even mitzvahs, you can do bad to other people. Bishru bichal, everything with mitzvahs. So hatava zacher miboya. So of course, why shouldn't bichal to be made to somebody else? And am I from the yavaraya that we're not talking about mitzvahs and lehetu lacherim is borderline mitzvah. It's not a. It needs a review because we start 100% rishus. Giving a gift to somebody else. Gift. So you may think that's included in the mitzvah. But if the pasuk anyway including mitzvahs, why do you have to have an extra pasuk? Why do you have to have an extra pasuk? So it's more of a hey. So if you learn it from the oi, that's the bottom line. Learn it from the oi. Like more hey oi boy lechalik. The oi is not extra. You need it to say that you don't need to have both. The hara oi lehetiv. Maybe you think only to make two shvuos, hara and lehetiv. But they wouldn't say oi, you'd say vav. Say lahara ulehetiv, and you think you need both. Says tomorrow, no, you don't have to. You don't need that. Why? Because this has got to do with the old machlokes across Shas in your Yonason and Rabbi Yashia. Every time it says vav in the Torah, how do you translate the word vav? Letter vav. Vav means and or. That'll be the machlokes. Hanich Rabbi Yonason that says vav means or, and Rabbi Yashia Michael Mema. For Rabbi Yashia, what are you going to say? For Rabbi Yashia, if it say vav, it means and, not or. And Rabbi Yashia Michael Mema the Tanya. Says the Gemara, the Tanya. Ishi kalel. Pasuk says Ishi kal es aviv ve'es imoy. Pasuk says Ishi kal es aviv ve'es imoy. Eli ela aviv ve'imoy. Oh, it says Es Aviv ve'es Imoy. Eile Aviv ve'Imoy. Aviv v'loi Imoy. Imoy v'loi Aviv nine. How do you know just kills the father out the mother, mother the father? How do you know? Havaloima Aviv ve'Imoy kill another pasuk. There it says other way around. First pasuk says, yeah, Ishikal es Avis Imoy. Es Aviv ve'es Imoy. Here next one it says, Aviv ve'Imoy kill. Aviv kill. Imoy kill. Has extra pasuk. Extra pasuk.
What's the S part?
So where? Fast? I don't know the S. It's not oi. Yeah, if that's from Kiva, I don't know S. If you're just oima, no. Mashma shneim ke'echad. It's mashma when it says vav. You can mean both. Mashma echad ve'atzmai. And it's mashma one on the own. One on the own. So what's our achra? Ad yifred lecha kosev yachtav. Until the Torah says yachtav, it says where's the part about yachtav? We have a klal in Shas. But it says Sachar Shavach Yachtov is right. So there it says Yachtov. And why say Yachtov? Why say Yachtov? If Vav means both together, why say Yachtov? Elamai don't say Yachtov, then a Vav means Oi. Vav means Oi. That's the machlokes. Does a Vav mean Oi, or a Vav doesn't mean Oi? So he has a raya because for the fact that it says Yachtov. Yeah. It's a raya that if it doesn't say Yachtov means not together. Doesn't mean and, means or. So therefore the oi is not necessary. Or not necessary. So here, why is the oi miyuta? Says, well, I feel a tamer Rebbe Kiva. The oi here is extra for another reason. Because we hold Rebbe Kiva, we learned yesterday. Rebbe Kiva holds, he darshan, Talmud Nachmish Gamzu, and he darshan Ribuye Imute. And the only thing he was mamayat, because everything was included. Or the Dvar Mitzvah. Only thing was Dvar Mitzvah. Now he's Mamayat from the Prat of the Har Lehetiv, because he included everything. Even the Mafreya, and even not good, not bad, and even later by Hen Valav. So Reb Kiva does Ribuya Mute. And this is the only thing he was Mamayat. You know, Dvar Shus, Shev, Mamayat Mitzvah. If the was Dvar Shus, then the thing you Mamayat is a Mitzvah. Early almost the Mitzvah to Micromayat. If you say Dvar Mitzvah, what do you Mamayat? What do you Mamayat? Good. No tomorrow. Or Rabbi Ben Beis. Rabbi Ben Beis said it's svara. And it must be the Torah is including a Dvar Mitzvah called a Kavachema. Part of the Torah makes obligates you with a Shevuot. Or it obligates you with a Shevuot to do something random. For sure, if you make a Shevuot to keep the Torah, for sure that Shevuot is held. Amr Yehuda Shapik Ka'ama. Amr Yehuda Ben Beis. Yeah. Rabbanon Tanya, no, very nice. You have lahar lehetiv. The shvuah is only possible to make if you can make it in the negative. Only that's called a shvuah. So Rabbanon Shabbat Kabbalah Yehuda B'Seira. It said very good. It says what Yehuda B'Seira Amalach. No. Alti Atavas Achirim. The Beis says, I can do good to other people, and it's chal. And it's chal. And it's chal. Lav Avagav Leis Bara Chal Haros Achirim. You can't do a Ros Achirim. Nevertheless, it's chalatova. So you see, your klal is not correct. For Abrach Bana, and the Torah is Marbet. Hachanami, here too. A Kiyah mitzvah. In the case of Kiyah mitzvah, Avagav delays a mittel mitzvah. Even though it's not a mittel mitzvah, Rabbi Rachmana, Torah is Marbet. See, it doesn't have to be able to go both ways. It doesn't go both ways. You see, from the fact, Tavas Acher is chal, and a Ros Acher is not chal, to Eftzes Moichoy, to hit him is not chal. Says the Gemara, no. Rabbanon Hasam Isay Balay Atif. No, who said it means? What's the opposite of doing good? Who said the opposite of doing good is beating the guy up? Opposite of a guy good is not doing good. That's the Hem Valav. The Hem Valav by doing him a favor, it's not doing a favor. That's it. But who said it means the other extreme of hurting him, of doing a sin, of making a shvuah to do a sin? So therefore, it's Isa Hem Valav. Mashagan over here, you made the shvuah to do a mitzvah, to eat matzah. That is lahetiv. So what's the opposite? What's the opposite? Not to eat matzah. That's forbidden. That's forbidden. Hasa isa lahetiv. Hachabi isa lahetiv. Here you can't do lahetiv. You can't do lahetiv. That's not the gay. That's not the gay. Good. Okay, that's a bissel drashes. Says that in the Mishnah. Now a person makes a double shvuah. He duplicates the shvuah. Keeps making a shvuah and another shvuah and another shvuah. 3 shvuahs. and want to know, are they chal? Is the shua chal or shua? Shua shloi oichel kikazu. That's one shua. I won't eat this kicker. Shua shloi chlena. Second shua, I won't eat it. Shua shloi chlena. Third one, I won't eat it. The oichel eats it and he eats it. Ein chayev ela achas. Zodi chayev one. Zodi chayev one. Ein chayev ela achas. Zuhi shua's bitri. This is a case of shua's bitri. Shechayavin al zedona makas. This is the case of a shua's bitri, a regular case. It's going back and before. The Zuhi is going back and before. Yeah. Shezedona zedona makas. She doesn't come out of here. It's concluding the sugi of shua's. Says the Gemara. Shua's shav. Now showing shua's shav. Shua's shav is chayavin al zedona makas. She doesn't potter. Shua shav, nichayev, no carbon, only makas b'mezid. Shoyig no carbon. Shoyig no carbon by shua shav. Says the Gemara. Why did the Mishnah say different lashonos of shuas? What did the person say? Why he said shua shla? You want to tell me chiddush? You can't make two shuas on the same thing. You should say a man says shua shla eichel, shua shla eichel. Why do you say shua shla eichel? Why is that necessary? Why is it necessary to say different lashonos? Say the same lashon, and then you have the third one. You have the third same lashon again. So what's the understanding of the Mishnah? It says why did the Mishnah say shua shla eichel, shua won't eat, shua shla chlena, shua shla chlena? Why is it different lashonos? Says the Gemara, hakamash b'la like this. There's a difference between shua shla eichel, shua shla chlena. Shla chlena means I won't consume the entire kicker. That's shlech lena. I won't consume the entire kicker. That's type shlech lena. Shlech oichel means I won't eat from the kicker. They're really very different. Very different. Very different. Every time you say shlech oichel includes shlech lena, but achlena doesn't include shlech oichel. Correct? Says Mahakamash Blan. Tama the amar shlech oichel. Only he said shlech oichel, the other amar shlech lena. Only he first said shlech oichel, and then he said shlech lena. Then he chayev only one carbon because once he said shla oichel, then loich lena is not chal. But amar shleich lena, if he said first shleich lena, first is shleich lena. Al amar shleich first is shleich lena, and then it's shla oichel, and mechayev tarti, and he chayev two. Why? Because shleich lena means I won't eat the whole kicker. Shleich lena, I won't. I won't consume the entire kicker. That's shleich lena. That's shleich lena. Then he says shla oichel, which means I'm mechayim myself even from eating a kazayis from this kicker. Avram shleich lena. Then I'm going to be mechayim two karbonis. Then I'm mechayim two karbonis. Kadarava. Damarava. Shvur shla oichel kikazu. Rava says, say shvur that I won't eat this kicker. Kivan shacham and kazayis chayv. If it's shla oichel, you eat a kazayis, going to be chayv. Shleich lena. If it's shleich lena. And if chayev at shechas kula, they only chayev if you eat the whole thing. Therefore, it's not called shvur chal shvur. They're coming for different things. They're coming for different things. Yeah, it's coming for different things. Shvur shlech lena is going different things. Therefore, only this way around. If you say shlech oichel, then shlech lena, that ain't shvur chal shvur. Because once you said shlech oichel, then you can't even eat a kazayis. Then you say I won't finish the whole thing. That's already repeating what you did. You're already you're not adding anything. Now, the other way around, you first say shvur shlech lena, for shlech oichel, and shlech lena. If you say shvur shlech lena, then shlech oichel, it will be chal. Will be chal. Good. That's how we answer the first two shvuos. First two shvuos we answer because there's a diuk. Dafka this way around. Dafka this way around. Says the Gemara. Shvur shlech lena va'acha elechai v'lachas. If you say shvur shlech lena and he ate it, only chai one. And then he had the third shvur, and he said he had shvur shlech lena. Why did the Mishnah have to say a third shvur? Keep saying shvurs and say ein shvur chal shvur. Why is it necessary to keep piling on? You can say 4, you can say 5. The point is ein shvur chal shvur. So why do you have to add a third shvur? What's the chiddush of the third shvur? So the Gemara alumnish halacha comes out of this. Hasu lamali. Why do you have to have this case? Says the Gemara hakamash b'lam chiyuv hu deleket. There's no chiyuv when you say 3 shvuos, but hashvur ikka. But the shvur is chal. What in the chal? Call Michal now, but it's not the pshat that Shua is totally nullified, it's totally irrelevant. The Imeshkachas Ravcha Chayla, if it finds space, then it's Chal. That means the Shua is hanging. The Shua is hanging mid-air, and it's waiting to come down. Can't come down yet. But if it finds space, it will be Chal. My health is Halacha Rava. What's his halacha like Rava? Rava, if you show it on the first one, on the first shua, and the second one will kick in. Also, the second shua will kick in place of the first one. Also, and the second shua will kick in its place. That's why we said a chiddush of the third shua. To tell us this, then, that's Parsha Yitur, right? That's what you see in the Mishnah. Yitur, that the shua is chal, and it makes a difference. Makes a difference. Can't be chal now because ain't shua chal shua. But you get rid of the first one. And Rashi makes a point to say, and that's oik lemafreya. Oik lemafreya. So lemafreya, that one was chal. Lemafreya, that one was chal. Masha Rashi, if it be let's say a forest habal, and Masha Rashi won't be chal. Look at the Parsha, right? Because it goes lemafreya, then when you made the shua, attack lemafreya chal. Chal. So lem and let's be right. This is true. This is correct. State Misha Nadar Beis. Misha Nadar. A person makes a nether of two things. Misha Nadar Beis Naziris. Man says he wants to be Nazir twice. Beis Naziris. Then he counted the first one 30 days. Hifrishle carbon and his mafresh carbon, and then then he undoes, uproots the first Naziris. He's supposed to be a Nazir twice. What he's supposed to do is Nazir 30 days, bring the carbonos, and then start again another 30 days. But what happened was, after he finished round one and his mafresh carbon, then he was shoyal on the first one, and now he wants to know what to do now. Have to start again on that. And we said, no, although you kept it, but Torah is the first one, okay, but the Mafreya, the first one was kept. Also, so now, the Mafreya, the second one was Chal in those 30 days. So you see that it's hanging and it can take the space of the first one. So what did us do? In the case of the Shuas too, the second Shua wasn't Chal. Once you uproot the first one, once you shine on the first one, then the second Shua will be Chal. Says the Gemara, no, it's not a Tushtal, not a total Tushtal. I don't know what the happening was. There's no problem in Naziris, Chal Naziris. What Otalacha, a person Makabal Naziris, then is Makabal another Naziris. Naziris is 30 days. The second one is just waiting in line to kick it after 30 days. Okay, so it's there by Olam. So now you uprooted the first one. The second one is Chal then. Over here, ain't Shua Chal Shua. You would have said the second Shua is totally irrelevant. The second Shua was never Chal. So even though you uprooted the first one, very nice. But the words of the second Shua were irrelevant. Hachashta. Hasab Naziris be Isa. You have a Naziris. But the Chimadi Rishayna, you counted the first ones by Mahadi, Mimna the Shnia. Aloy Shaila. Even without Shaila. You have to keep the second one. Mashke Hacha, Shua Shnia, Isa Klau. Mashke over here, the second one wasn't Chal at all. Well, at all, it was totally not Chal. Since it's totally not Chal, it's Chal the Mafreya. Maybe if Mishashi said it didn't work, can't kick in later. Amarava. Okay. Amarava Nishbal Kikkar. Amarava Nishbal Kikkar. Man makes a Shua a kicker. The Achla makes a Shua a kicker and is over the Shua. Now what's halacha now? And it's over the Shua. What's halacha now? Nishbal Kikkar of Acha Im Shai Ben Kazayis. If there's a Kazayis left, Nishal Leah, then it can be Shoil. Mashagin Achla Kula, because there is the Shaila has a relevance. And again, going forward. But once it's Achla Kula, Nishal Leah. Here a Chiddush. Once you ate the whole kicker, now you ought to be shoyal, just that you shouldn't be over Issa, too late. Then besides come of the Suri. So what's the difference? You're over the Issa. How you uproot the Issa? You're over the Issa already by the first Kazayas. If you can uproot that, why can you uproot the whole thing? Either Amashleich Lena, Maya Kazayas. Why do you Kazayas? Even a few crumbs. Yeah. I feel less exercise too. Less exercise too. For the Kol Shanami, what's the difference? Why do you have to have exercise? Left over something. I've seen Reb Shem Mara, Taras Mara, with Shem on Beis 7 Yom and Yuchas with the yourself. Likewise, still sing Shiva. Till when?